back to another episode of Tainted Grail, where today we return, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the first time in a while with a new adventure to set out upon in front of us. A village to restore and some crazy shenanigans to get into in the midst of the open world of the Conquest game mode. Before we dive in, I did want to say huge thank you to the developers of Tainted Grail for sponsoring the video and supporting the channel. Make sure that y'all go ahead and head out over to that link at the very tippity top of the description to go ahead and check out Tainted Grail for yourselves and even cop it and start playing. But it's now time for us to enter the weirdness, which, as y'all may have noticed, is actually something I want to go over because the game has gotten a ton of updates since it initially launched 3 months ago, and we actually find ourselves in the midst of the Seeds of Corruption update that has just super recently come out, and one big part of it actually being this huge overall visual upgrade to the game, one part of which actually plays in with the weirdness, this place we find ourselves in right now. See, if we go ahead and travel towards a little bit more of a normal area, like for example near one of these milestones that we activated, we are not in the weirdness. Star, what's the weirdness? Well, that is where things, they get a little bit weird. Why may you say that? Well, the reason for that is that battles become harder when we find ourselves in this weirdness, but the rewards are also greater. But with this new Seeds of Corruption update, they actually added a whole new story layer to the Conquest mode, including some new characters, new voiceovers, and new story encounters on the map, and many more surprises, along with a little bit of a easier introduction into the game, because Conquest mode used to be like pretty hardcore to kick things off, and we actually are about to go and battle our very first boss, a legendary encounter. Let's make sure that we activate our weird candle over here, which does ward away the weirdness, and is definitely something that's going to be necessary for us to, well, get in the middle of this legendary encounter. But first, I'm going to go and loot up this little hidden wealth. Boop. Surprise over there. And before we do dive in, I did want to go over something else new that we kind of find ourselves in the middle of, because while not part of this most recent update, there have been a ton of updates over the past 3 months introducing a bunch of new things, including 2 totally new playable characters, one of which we actually are, because if you check it out, we are a blood mage, which I have been having so much fun with so far, because what we do is offer our own blood. We deal damage to ourselves to summon minions to fight for us, and let me just say, raising your own army to do your bidding is pretty freaking dope, and we're about to be showing that off in some of the fun with this blood mage class. Again, one of the totally new playable characters, and along with it, over these past 3 months, they've added over 70 plus new cards, 50 plus new passive skills, weekly events with leaderboards and rewards, and tons of small fixes, balances, and just quality of life upgrades like that. But without further ado, let's dive into battle. Our first legendary encounter with a pretty tough cookie, but luckily, due to the fact that I am a blood mage, my special ability, I summon this blood golem right away to go ahead and protect us. Y'all can see we got a decent amount of health. This guy's pretty cool because literally the enemy can only attack our blood golem. That is his special ability, and here you guys can see some of the abilities and cards that we do have available to us at the bottom. Again, over 70 plus new ones of just like cards added to the game over these past 3 months, and we've kind of focused ourselves on sacrificing. So over here, we can offer up 2% of our health to summon this blood worm. Let's go ahead and do that. So while it might inflict a little bit of damage to us, we now have someone ready to help us out, which is mwah, absolutely beautiful. On top of it, we're gonna go ahead and summon this blood totem, which again, we have to sacrifice a little bit of our health, but it has a really nifty ability. So each of these minions actually attack every turn, just as does the enemy. Over there, you have the awakened golem, you have the damage that he's going to inflict, and well, I do have this blinding burst ability I could still play, because every turn we get 3 energy, at least for the time being. And over here, these cards each kind of say how much energy they require to play, so I can actually sacrifice a minion to stun all enemies, but I don't think we need that at the moment. Why don't we just activate a minion? Honestly, why don't we activate the blood totem? Because as y'all can see, we have 2 of this out of 6. This is our ultimate ability that charges up every time we offer up our blood to summon someone. And then what happens is we can use it to activate one of our minions' ultimate abilities, their overcharge ability. So for example, the blood worm over there, it deals 1 hit for 200% of the blood mage's damage to a random enemy and reduces their armor by 20. The blood golem, when overcharged, heals all allies for 10 health And the blood totem increases blood mage's damage by 100% and decreases damage of all enemies by 30%. So why is that really cool? Well, I've kind of been getting a little bit cheeky with this. So let's go and activate that. That brings us up to 3 out of 6. If we can get this up to 6 charges, we get 400% of those effects that I just listed off on whichever one we activate. It does end up like killing whatever minion we activate the thing on, but regardless, I digress. So over here at the end of every turn, each minion gets a turn to attack. They get promoted where their abilities actually become more powerful, and on top of it, we also, from the blood totem, got another ultimate charge, and we have a few more things available to us over here. Why don't we actually increase the power of our minions using this power-up ability? Let's do it over on that fella. Just make him, oh my god, way stronger. And let's activate that ritual effect. Bada bang, bada boom. Do my bidding, and we can start chipping away at the awakened golem. And then we can also play this activate card to again activate him. So this is kind of the play style that the blood mage has. You summon things to do your bidding, and then they attack for you. So I love the blood golem. He's kind of like a shield that absorbs all of the hits for us. And if we decide to use our overcharge ability on him, he heals us for health. So pretty much I've gotten this awesome cycle going where I sacrifice my blood to summon minions to do my bidding for me, and then I just end up sacrificing one of that dude, and it heals all of the damage that I just inflicted upon myself. And actually, perfect scenario here. Let's summon another blood golem. So now we have 2 of those guys. That one is a level 0, though. This guy, you can see, he's getting really bigger. He's getting stronger with every turn. That does pass. Why don't we continue activating this fella? Because holy guacamole, that is a strong cookie. And we do actually have a legendary ability here I picked up from an interaction with someone I came across on the map, where we can hit 10 times random enemies for 60 to 88 damage. Let's do it, because there's gonna be a ton of hits. GG. No re. Unfortunately, since that was a legendary ability, we have now lost it forever, but we got some awesome rewards from defeating that boss, including the weird candle, weird stone heart, and if I'm not mistaken, oh, beautiful, we got ourselves some of these rune stones, a mythical one. Okay, I'm gonna be telling you guys why these are so important, because this rune stone system is actually a new thing in the Seeds of Corruption update as well, and it has kind of completely replaced the armor system as we know it in a sense. Ooh! What is this? I can activate 1 minion 3 times, and since we have leveled up, we can actually pick a new ability to add to our kind of like ability deck. Oh, Blood Rush activates all minions, battle enchantments. At the end of each turn, the minion gains 10 barrier. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I like Blood Rush because my playstyle, I summon a lot of minions. Oh, we got another one. We can increase a minion's max HP by 30 and heal it for 15. Stun a chosen enemy, reduce their armor by 10, or at the start of each turn, the minion increases damage by 10%. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that one is kind of sick. That could be pretty useful. We could also skip this level up and get some gold, which we can then use to talk with merchants and stuff. Let's go. We got a new passive skill. Every overcharge reduces the armor of all enemies by 20. Nah, every overcharge gains +1 energy for your next turn. Maybe. Or increase the max HP of all minions by 10. I like that. I like that. I like that. All of our minions just became stronger.
And shatters into thousands of pieces at your feet.
And the story
You feel a strange surge of power in
continues.
the air. Suddenly, a familiar creature appears.
Good. That was good. Congratulations.
Who are you?
Instantly recognize this voice. It's the goat-legged creature you've met before.
I met a goat?
See, the problem with
this thing!
is that it's an uncontrollable mess.
I like his accent.
You want, really, really want. Snap your fingers. There you go. There it is, right in front of you.
And this is what I was talking about, y'all.
Clearly unimpressed by the fact that you even exist.
What a douche canoe.
If you're Avalonian, that is. You, people of the homelands, never found out how to control this power. And the problem is that you tried, because obviously you did. You know which human emotion is the strongest.
I'm gonna take a wild guess here. Anger?
Yes, and every answer was correct.
Oh.
All of these emotions made an...
Why, thank
hate
you for that.
somebody, wish them death, snap of your fingers, and here you go. A clip.
He pauses.
I wish I could do that.
His expression one of hesitance. Maybe he said too much.
Anyway, as
Ruh-roh.
I've said before, good job. There are 3 more of those for you to get rid of, and then we can call it a day.
And he, of course, is talking about the 3
this time
bosses.
in this timeline.
He points to the ground.
that we have
You
left
notice
over.
a lot of tiny stones glittering with all possible shades of all possible colors.
Now, pack some of these and get back to your village. The man you've met there will be really happy to see them. also another path opened for you with another surprise at the end. Oh, and before you go, I have even more good news for you.
Woohoo!
Yes, you guessed right. You deserve a reward.
Let's go! Oh, I can actually remove some cards from my deck, unlock a new weapon slot, or unlock a new armor slot for the runestones, which again, we're gonna go over here in just a second. I might take the weapon slot, because I have not been getting attacked a lot, but I've been doing some attacking, so I will take that. And there we go. We have killed our first boss of the game. We got to go back to the village, and a new path will actually have appeared. And you guys can see that map over at the top that we can decide to follow. I kind of want to go this way and see what is this. Oh, a little pack of enemies we could attack. Why don't we could attack this little pack, might as well. We could show off a little bit more of the conjuring action. But what we did just witness there was, again, this whole new story layer to the Conquest mode, which was added in the Seeds of Corruption update. We just saw some of those new characters, new voiceovers, and kind of this storyline unfold that kind of explains the Conquest game mode and kind of its roguelike nature, so to speak. But anyways, let's continue. I've been chipping away at my health quite a little bit, but again, I am scheming, ladies and gentlemen, and no better way than by activating this totem, which I seriously love to do. Ooh. I don't really need to use any of these things. Why don't I activate a barrier? I could toss a barrier on our fella over there. And, yeah, might as well. Let's promote this fella. We'll get a little bit more experience, or whatchamacall, we'll get, some more stuff from him. So we can continue leveling up our blood magic. Because that's really all that I'm looking for at the moment. And hopefully I can summon, I don't really have any minions that attack at the moment, which is kind of annoying. So I might need to keep this fella alive a little while longer. Let's summon up another blood totem, because like, why not? And I just gotta kind of like end over this turn. But yeah, that is kind of like we just saw the story unfold that explains the Conquest mode, which is kind of a roguelike nature where you kind of go through runs and your run starts over from the beginning when you do die. It was sort of like your level resets, you know, you don't have all the loot that you've picked up through your run. It's a roguelike experience, but it's kind of like explained, you know, this goat guy over here talking about, oh, you know, I am the magical sorcerer that is kind of making a lot of this stuff happen, or somewhat trying to explain that. And he of course talks about those bosses we encounter, and we gotta talk about those runestones here in another second. But beautiful, let's summon the bloodworm, who is gonna need to be doing a lot of my damage here. Beautiful, let's have him activate that, and why don't we, I'm gonna sacrifice this fella so we can stun all of those enemies for one turn. I'm gonna use my ultimate there so I can destroy this guy, and look at that, my health, boom, right back up to max, baby. That's exactly what I was looking to do. Let's end the turn over there. The worm gets another attack, and we do have some more enemies coming, but luckily, why don't we go and summon up another blood golem who will now be absorbing those hits for us. Shouts out to him. We do have this like synergy thing that could have actually summoned for 5% of our max health, a blood totem, and another one of those worms. I like these guys, they do a lot of attacking. The blood abomination is good too. His special attack is he attacks all enemies. This guy just does multiple attacks. Anyways, I digress. Let's continue activating him. So hopefully we can get some destruction. And literally, I love this blood mage because I use battles to heal. On top of gaining experience, on top of gaining loot, on top of all this stuff, when I sacrifice that blood golem that I kind of summoned at the beginning, I literally heal. It's incredible, dude. It is, I love it. I love the strats that I get to employ. But back to that rune system, which we have been picking up quite a lot of. If you follow me to the inventory, we do no longer have ability to, how does one say, equip different types of armors. Instead, we have runes, which are pretty cool. So we unlocked, after that boss battle, a new slot for our weapon rune, and each of these has a different ability. So each rune has an ability for our armor and for our weapon. Over here, you can see the Polished Ethel, increased damage by 10%, or if we put it in our armor slot, it would increase armor by 10%, but I put it in my weapon slot, and it's actually a level 2 because you can, fun little fact, combine rune stones. If you have 3 of a kind, bada boom, bada bang, combined. And oh, check it out, we can actually combine 3 of the cracked lords, which right now, each hit you deal is a 2% chance to gain 100% lifesteal. If we put it in the weapon slot or in the armor slot, it reduces max HP of all enemies by 3%, but if we combine that, it's now a level 2 rune. That lifesteal is twice as likely to happen, and we reduce the max HP of all enemies by twice as much. But we also got this mythical one. 5% of all damage inflicted from every hit is added to your equipment as well. In armor slot, 25% of all damage received from every hit is added to your equipment as well. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put that right there, because that means as we do damage, I'm pretty sure we make money, bro. I'm getting paid to do some damage. I feel like a bounty hunter right now. And then I do want to put this thing over here, potentially into this slot. But I like this cracked guard that we are running. At the start of your turn, deal 1 hit for 5 damage to all enemies. It's kind of like a nice way of chipping away at their health. But we can put this polished lore if we wanted to over here into our weapon slot to replace that ability. But regardless, yeah, they have this whole runestone system that is pretty freaking sick and definitely a nice revamp there. But let's make our way. Actually, we got the hunting grounds. What is this about? If I click on that,
local hunters call this
Hello.
ancient skull the Stag Father, and lay charms and offerings around it.
ooh,
The legends say the Stag Father takes the dreamers away to join him on a great hunt.
and this is a new encounter. I don't know if this is necessarily a new encounter, but this is one of those like encounters on the map. It's something you run across that you can interact with and kind of make choices with. The Stag Father takes the dreamers away. Why don't we risk sleeping, bro? Let's do it. Come at me, Stag Father. I'm a beast, baby. I ain't scared of you. This Stag Father is, yeah, bunch of pushovers, I tell you. Here's what we're gonna do, baby. So unfortunately, kind of obnoxious here. I don't really have any minions to summon that do damage at the moment, so this is gonna be kind of weird. I can sacrifice a minion to stun all my enemies. I literally cannot summon someone, so hopefully that fella decides to live. I need him to live. You can see that person over there is actually a bit more of a healer. Nice, you got a promotion. Beautiful, we got some blood totems. But yeah, this guy over here is a healer. He heals them, so I'm gonna want to focus on taking him down. We do have 3 energy here to play with. Why don't we use synergy to summon up 2 different things? We're gonna summon a blood totem and a worm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then why don't we summon up a blood abomination? This is our first time summoning this fellow, and you guys are gonna see why he's so awesome in just a second. But for now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do here, why don't we activate, if we activate the blood golem, it would heal for 10%. If we activate that guy, it'll attack. If we activate this guy, it'll attack everyone. Yeah, let's do that. And this is an ability, as you guys can see, so it returns to our hand every turn, and it literally costs us nothing, so it's a freebie. But there we go, that'll do a ton of damage to people. And let's go ahead and end the turn there and see how things go. Come on, buddy, stay alive, because every enemy has to attack him, and yes, he lives. Dude, that's what we needed. That's what we needed. So beautiful. Let's get a little bit, I mean, yeah, honestly, why don't we power up this person to make him significantly more powerful? Why don't we activate this fella over here as a blood golem? And this guy has 5 health anyway. Why don't we go and sacrifice him, heal ourselves up back to full health, I'll take that, and activate a minion and do some damage. So hopefully this does not backfire horrifically, which it might, because I am now vulnerable. I don't have someone to absorb those hits for me, which is a little bit of a scary thought. But they didn't decide to attack me. Shouts out to them. They're just attacking my minions. They all die at the end of things anyway. And oh, the blood rush ability. Activate all minions at once. That's gonna be G to the G, okay, not GG yet. G to the G, baby. Okay, they keep living. G to the G, baby. They're still alive. Okay, let's just end our turn, and there we go. Those people just continue living. Oh my god. Well. Let's activate all of our minions again. Okay, now he's very dead, and his reanimated corpse is very dead again. And beautiful. Mwah. We get ourselves a little bit more loot, which by the way, we can use during combat, or we can sell it. They have different abilities over here, like y'all are seeing, like restoring health. But the way we play, man, it's totally, we kind of restore health by ourselves. Whatchamacallit, we have like attack items. So for example, this acid flask reduced the target's armor by 75 for 4 turns. Like so many different ways to tackle things, and the strategery is seriously awesome to watch unfold. And ooh, another cracked gaw. I like that. If we can find one more of those, we could level it up, because this is the one that actually does damage to enemies for free. Oh baby. Whenever the minion activates, draw 1 card and gain 1 ultimate charge. I like this Whispers of the Wind ability. That's nice. Oh, but we got another passive skill. All blood golems are promoted after being summoned. I don't really care about promoting them though. Every overcharge reduces the enemy of all, or reduces the armor of all enemies, or lash out, increase the damage of all minions by 10%. Yeah, I'm gonna take that, dude. Our minions, I'll let them be more powerful. I'm cool with that. I'm totes my goats, cool with that, brosh. And speaking of new things that this update, it did add, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Restore health. Yeah, I'm just gonna restore health here. Get that 10 health back. The hunt went well, blah, blah, blah. Life is good, long story short. I'm all flipping beast is what I'm hearing. But our weird candle over here is gonna run out. But as long as we follow, you guys can see that map over there at the top, and make our way back over to the village, all should be good. We're gonna be reporting back to the Lost Soul. We can, of course, I love being able to like zoom down and kind of like get a bit of an over-the-shoulder experience. But before we go and talk to this fella, boom! Check it out, the new journal system as well that was added in the Seeds of Corruption update, where you can kind of track your progress and how things are going. So for example, in terms of classes, we are kind of 9% of the way there. This is the Moonring faction that I was talking about, the Blood Mage class that I was talking about and having a lot of fun with. You can see kind of the different cards that it does have and that we have discovered. And again, by leveling up and doing stuff like that throughout these various roguelite runs that we get to do, like every time that we die, I do believe that our cards reset, but we can continue finding new cards as we level up and doing all of that jazz. And it's freaking sick. Obviously the new passives that we can discover as well, like it lets you track your progress with how it's going. And then let's say, you know, after we die, maybe the next run I want to switch classes, you know, or maybe I want to stay as the Blood Mage. Like there's so much, like just so much variability to how you want to tackle things. And on top of it, it does make it very nice for just like, you know, having like kind of standalone experiences where obviously as you do more runs, you kind of like build on top of them. And kind of, for example, you know, like you discover new cards, you discover new tactics, maybe some runs end up being better, all that type of jazz. And you can kind of build on, also like the village, for example, when you do repair it, which I am still trying to do because all of these buildings can be repaired to unlock various new things, right? As we do that, that is actually something that does carry over between runs, for example, but then other things don't, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm explaining that in a good enough way, and that is why it is so like so fun to be doing like a standalone experience. And then if you die, like, you know, you want to go back at it, you're like, give me like a better run. Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
Didn't you?
I did.
You slain the beast.
I
He
did.
nods in admiration.
My
To
man.
be honest with you though, I had to make sure whether you will be able to survive here.
Well, I
And
am,
also
buddy.
To see if I was right.
And
He
you were
looks at
right.
you with his blank stare. You're sure you've noticed a brief glimmer of hope in his eye.
I've asked you to fight so that we can get our hands on this precious material.
Weird
You
stone.
remember the stones. The weirdly colored stones that the goat man asked you to take to the village.
And that I did.
This might be the answer to our problem. This stone will help us all. With this, we can transform this horrible dream into reality.
Beautiful. And check it out, we can spend those weird stones, which carries over exactly what I was saying. These upgrades are permanent and carry over between runs. Yeah. Pretty freaking awesome. I can't afford any of them at the moment, but you get the gist of things. We can also heal ourselves, but I don't need to. We can do healing mixtures. We can actually exchange our gold that we've gathered for more weird stones. And speaking of which, I think if I'm not mistaken, weird stones also do carry over in between runs. But anyways, yeah, we can also like buy healing mixtures from him, but I'm not really interested because like I just kind of heal myself off those healing golems, dude. And now the game wants us to go and slay the second beast, so we'll start making our way over there. But yeah, speaking of kind of new things as well, the village has gotten a bit of a revamp and is new, and it is something that you do rebuild through encounters and stuff like that. And speaking of bad things, by the way, I don't have my weird candles to ward away the weird, so we're about to get ourselves into quite a battle. There we go. Unless I picked one up and just did. Oh no, we do have a few weird candles. Never mind. We're good, baby. We're good. And here we have the host of evil we could decide to battle with. But I kind of want to make my way over to something protecting a little bit of an encounter. I like my encounters, man. And this fellow over here is protecting that elder archer. that I want to see I want to check up on him, you know, little mental health check, see how he's doing being stuck out here in the middle of the weird. I'm a nice guy like that. Let's summon the golem and let's get to work. Synergy, summon some things, get that totem ready to go, because that totem is so beautiful for charging up our blood magic, which that I use to literally just sacrifice the blood golem and heal. Like, long story short, bro, it's cheese, it's cheddar, it's Gouda. We'll go and toss a barrier on him for a second, so that gives him a little bit of a health buffer, so to speak. So when he does get attacked by these enemies that do 7 to 9 damage and then 11 to 18, they chip away at the barrier first. Whatchamacallit, our buddies continue getting an upgrade every time. Why don't we do the Blood Rush ability to activate every single minion? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we are back at full health, so... Why don't we... I'm not gonna sacrifice him yet, but what I will do is actually activate that fella. Yeah, because we still have a few different things here to deal with. I'll toss another one of those shields on him, and let's end the turn. And he will be sacrificed shortly, so I can continue this freaking absolutely cheddar tactic. Like, seriously, it's awesome. And we can also do these abilities on different enemies. So, for example, honestly, let's show off how powerful this is when we activate it on our Bloodworm. That does 3 times 12 to 17 damage. And look at what he just did, 129 damage! That thing did not stand a chance. Seriously, talk about a beast. And then why don't we summon up, yeah, just summon up another freaking totem. Might as well just have a ton of those kind of chilling around right now. And do a little bit of an offering. Let's upgrade him. Let's activate our... Can I activate my blood magic? I can only do that once per round. Never mind. Okay, I'll just end my turn there. I know I could have done a little bit more, but I'll let it slide. We'll do a little bit of damage to our enemies. And, dude, they're pretty much about to be done. I've suffered a little bit of health through my sacrifices. See you later, Golem. I'm sacrificing you, so I'm getting my health back. And then, honestly, I don't have anything to attack this thing, so I have made a little bit of a boo-boo here. Oi, oi, oi. But... yeah, crikey. We did do a little bit of a boo-boo. I got a little bit too excited here. Alright, let's summon up a blood abomination. And let's just activate him to do the finishing blows. We're 2 off our max health, but so be it, man. That's a bit of an L that I can take. Not at all that bad. Ooh, baby, baby. A new mythical one. Increase your damage by 5% for each card on hand, or gain armor for each enemy alive. I mean, I don't really get attacked that much, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, in the armor slot, that cracked stand increases our max health, or reduce the armor of all enemies. Bro, we got so many different tactics and ways to approach this. But let's go and see what encounter he was hiding behind him. But yeah, long story short, I've been loving the Blood Mage, dude. You guys are seeing some of the cheddar combos that you can put together. What's up, Elder Archer? You want a tussle, dude? I'll kill you, dude. I'll kill you. Have you seen what I've been doing? Who are you? The question should be rather who I was than who I am, my friend. I used to be a god, but I got soft, and he pauses for a moment, and I couldn't keep up with my duties. Red shields? What are those? He looks you suspiciously formidable warriors. What do you do here? Not much. He points to the campfire. His fire grants wishes. Don't look at me, look into the flame and make your wish. Wish to forget? Wish for experience? Gain a random legendary card. Bro, give me all the XP. I'm trying to level up, dog. I'm trying to become stronger and stronger and stronger, and he's gone. Now, I wish I could make my way over to those ancient gravestones, but they are a little bit, well, on the other side of this wall, so we're gonna have to make our way around. But there you lads and lassies have it. A bit of a peek into Tainted Grail, some of the updates it has gotten over the past few months since we have last checked it out, and well, me kind of having some fun with one of those new characters, the Blood Mage. And you guys, I imagine, will be able to make up some pretty crazy combos of your own, whether it be with the Blood Mage class or any of the classes that we did just go over and discovering, you know, and 100%ing all these various factions, the bestiaries, which are of course the different types of beasts, maxing out the world, the NPCs that can be encountered, all that jazz. The game has a lot to offer, and it's only been in Steam Early Access for what, 3 months? And already has some sizable updates behind it, like those 70 plus cards being added, 50 plus passives, 2 totally new playable characters, and a new faction. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Moonring faction was not a thing at launch. Only the Children of Morrigan were in one of these 3 classes. But the Moonring faction, a little bit different, Blood Mage, and then a Summoner, who is a different take on conjuring things to help you out. But I like the blood mage, bro. Sacrifices and just freaking putting in work. And yeah, so make sure y'all go ahead and go to that link at the very tippity top of the description to go ahead and check out Tainted Grail if you have not yet already, and get it for yourselves. But with that said, with that done, huge thank you again to the developers of Tainted Grail for sponsoring the video and supporting the channel. But that is gonna go ahead and start bringing an end to this episode of Tainted Grail. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. See you.